Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to our 2020 Swine Show. Tonight, we'd like to welcome our judge, Bruce Beery. He is from Chillicothe, Ohio in Ross County. He's been judging swine shows since 2009 in 9 different states. Bruce also conducts showmanship clinics in several counties in Ohio and is a swine barn superintendent at the Ross County Fair. He has raised York, Berkshire, and crossbred breeding silts, and this year has a Duroc breeding gilt. Bruce would like to thank the Union County Fair of Indiana for this great opportunity and being your 2020 swine judge. Welcome, Bruce. Again, as a reminder, make sure you're social distancing and wearing your face coverings when you can't social distance. And please only sit in the arena while your child is showing. Thank you. We're getting started tonight with your homegrown hogs. In the ring tonight is Gage Tipton, Mason Tipton, Holden Wessler, Ashley Burrows, Lois Burrows, and Lily Hunton. If we can get the first class of the purebred gilts on deck, please.
Well, folks, let's put our hands together for these homegrowns out here. Really nice set to start the show off to. Got a couple of Yorks. We got 1, 2, 3 crossbreds out here at Duroc, and they've all got great qualities, good length, good frame size on them, good bone structure. I really like. There's 2 out here that kind of narrowed it down. Just the judge's preference as far as bone structure, being able to come off those back legs, really powerful in design. There's one that's it's really tall frame, it matches his frame really nicely. It just moves out there, comes off those back legs and just got that cat-like motion. And just from the point of that shoulder all the way back, the high tail set, it's going to be a Duroc. Here's going to be your home champion. I mean, did a real nice job with that. You see all the angles out here. There's 3 other cross breds out here and 2 dwarfs, and a lot of power and shape on all of them out here. So I think we just we'll pick a reserve as well. So we're going to go back. The young lady's crossbred right here, right in front of me, is going to be your reserve champion. Here's one that's just a nickel more height here. This one's got a little bit, it's got great power design on it. Comes off the front legs real nice from that trombone all the way back to the loin area. Really a good structure, good design that really moves well off those back legs. Just like I say, just giving a nickel more height than it might have been really close there in design. So let's give these kids a great big round of applause as we start our show.
Your champion homegrown hog goes to Holden Wessler, and your reserve champion goes to Lily Hutton. Congratulations, guys. Up next, we have your purebred gilts with Duroc First Class. In the ring tonight is David Rudnick, Holden Wessler, Holden Harvey, Lily Hunton, Kason Hornung, and Haley Lester. Good luck, guys. If the Yorkshire in the second class can be on deck, please.
Yeah, we got power on.
Yeah, now this one, yeah, just push it for a second and it should. Yeah, let me see it. Come back to them. And then it'll go back on.
We'd like to thank a couple of people tonight. First, Barrett Pressure Washing for power washing the floor. Co-op Diane Dudley, Brian Brookbrink for helping with the Extension Homemaker fundraiser. Sam and John Powers and Jesse Lackey for upgrading the building and office lighting. Damian Risch for building improvements. Kelly Wessler and Kristen Norris for show ring flowers. Union County 4-H Boosters and TLC Pet Hospital for donating to help build the storage closet in the building. The Union County 4-H Boosters for contributing to the payment of the 4-H judges. Ross Outdoor for donating and hauling the mulch for the swine arena tonight. Butler County Rural Electric giving us the grant for electric upgrades. Rob West and David Hughes for working with the horse arena. Tim Woodruff, Bath State Bank, Bath Insurance Group, Union County 4-H Boosters, Kitchell Hot Shots UC Foundation for paying for the live streaming of the shows, United Way sanitizing equipment, hand sanitizer and cleansers, Rebecca Pentecost and the fundraising committee, Melissa Davis for donation towards expenses, and the Farm Bureau for giving every child who turned in their green book a $5 certificate to Jay's.
All right, let's give these kids a good round of applause as we start our Duroc gilts out here. How I'm going to do it is I'm going to get down. I've got 6 out here, so what I'm going to do is talk about 6, 5, and 4, and then I'll get it down to my bottom 3, and then we'll eliminate the 3 out here. So we, just try to keep the pins where we don't have to disinfect so much. But I appreciate them bringing me here from Chillicothe, Ohio. I'd like to start off the show and I always start off my shows and just like to give a big shout out to all the area farmers here that are represented here tonight and here in Union County, Indiana. And also, with the COVID going on right now, it's a different kind of way we show pigs now in the industry, and it's a little bit more, a lot of more work out there. But one big shout out to those first responders and doctors and nurses. I'd just like to give them a big round of applause as well. So without further ado, we'll get down to our 6 down to 4 down here. And so what we're going to do is start off with the young lady's gilt right here, coming in here in the corner right here. Here's one that's real long design right here. It just needs to blow the shoulders out just a tick more. Give it a little drink of water in the middle there, and she's going to be 6th place tonight. Coming in 5th place right now is going to be a young lady right here to my left. Here's one that's long and athletic in design right here. Got the extension right off the hand and hip area right there. Just needs to kind of blow those shoulders out just a tick more to move that one up. And give that young lady a good round of applause right there. And coming here in 4th place is going to be a young man right here, the checkered shirt. Here's one that's mass in design. Here's probably one of the biggest mass in the class right here, big hip, and he's kind of short on that long. He likes to extend those hips and that hand area out just a tick right there. Give that young man a good round of applause. Okay, coming in third place, going to the young man right here to my left. Here's a tall fronted gilt. I really like this Duroc here. She has the extension right there, nice bone structure, moves well off those back legs, and just needs a little bit more drink of water right there in the middle. Just fill her out just a little bit more to move up to the top two in the class. And we're going to go ahead and pick our class winner. Here's a pair that's really nice in design and type right here in these Duroc gilts. They've got big, nice skull frames on them, nice head carriage right there, and like an extension right there, a big hip and bone design on both of them right there. But there's one that just kind of blends, it just kind of sticks out and really goes off those back legs really nice. They both got athletic ability, but there's one that's got a little bit bigger chest wall and a little bit more mass from that point of that shoulder all the way back to the line. It's going to be a young man right here to my left. It's going to be a class winner here. Young man here in second really just needed a little bit more girth there to move up to that top slot right there. But here's one I talked about earlier, I think in the homegrown there. And so both those young men, let's give them a good round of applause as they exit to the barn.
And you're placing for that class, sixth place, Haley Lester, fifth, Lily Hutton, fourth, Kason Hornung, third, David Rudnick, second, Holden Wessler, and first, Holden Harvey. Congratulations, guys. That means Holden Harvey was your champion Duroc gilt, and your plaque is sponsored by the Clint and Sarah Long family. You have your Yorkshires in the ring right now with Mason Tipton, Holden Wessler, and Natalie Long. Okay. If we can have the next class up, the AOB, please.
All right, let's put our hands together for this group of three Yorks. So as we start our York gilts out here, here's a really nice set. Got a couple of nice tall fronted gilts out here, good in design, just like the, we'll start our third place. There's going to be a young lady right there. Here's one that's kind of, really athletic in its own right. Just kind of need to blow the shoulders out just a tick. It has nice bone structure, moves well off the back legs, and has that big hip design I like to see on those gilts right there. Coming in second place, going to be young man to my right here. Here's one that's a tall front gilt, nice bone structure right there, good deep side on that right there. Kind of, it extends off those back legs real nice. And here in first, here's one I really like a lot. Here's one I call a real rock star. It matches that frame, really square in design, comes off those front and back legs just as smooth as silk off those pastures, really soft, and has that nice skin and hair condition you'd like to see on the champion right there. So congratulate those two right there.
Your placing for that class was third, Natalie Long, Second, Mason Tipton. And your first and champion was Holden Wessler. That plaque is sponsored by Drew and Krista Ewing. If we can start bringing up all the champions from the previous classes and getting them staged, please. We'd like to thank a couple of our Union County 4-H boosters, Abernathy Auction and Real Estate, Tara and Brenda Abernathy, Bass State Bank, Beacon Ag Group, Roger Butterfield, Deacon and Jennifer Cashdollar, Brian and Jody Creek, Richard, Ashley, and Brooke Curry, David and Diane Dudley, Element Electrical Maintenance, Franklin County Farmers Mutual Insurance, Harold Gilmore, Green Meadow Farms, Jamie H. Harvey, Attorney at Law, H&R Block, Cindy Pruitt, Don and Beth Jackson, Don E. Nolman, David and Betty McDill, and Merrill Grain, Inc. Again, we just want to remind everyone to social distance or wear your face coverings when that is not possible, and please only sit in the show arena while your child is showing. Thank you. Currently in the ring, you have Devin Hill. Okay. And Holden Harvey.
Let's give this young man here with the Poland Guild a good round of applause out here as we wait on a Hampshire. Here's one that extends off really nice off the back legs right here. A nice ham and hip design right there. The high tail set right there. He's kind of going downhill just a tick, but he's kind of a rounder, what I call a rounder in design. He kind of goes downhill off his shoulder area, but he's got nice bone on him. He's very fresh in his eye. He's got good skin and hair condition. You like to see that on these hogs out here. That presents a maturity level right there, and this one is very mature for its age right there. We give the young man here a good hand for this Hampshire Guild here. Here's one that extends real nice off those front legs, moves out and extends out really well, kind of moving those back legs off just a tick to the kind of kicking outside of his frame just a little bit too much there. He's got a nice deep flank there from the front, the foreflank back to the rear flank, and he's nice and level as he goes from that point of that shoulder back to the high tail set right there. Give that good young man a good round of applause.
And then if we can line up the crossbreds, please, we're going to wait on the champions. Coming in the ring is your Class 4 with Cade Burrows, Mason Stewart, Mason Tipton, Hayden Lester, and Wyatt Long. If we can get the 5th class on deck and about ready to go, please.
All right, let's give a good hand, a round of applause out here as we start our crossbreds with really a deep set of crossbred gilts out here. I'm going to get it down to my top 3. What we're going to do is talk about the 5th place one, young lady here with the blue butt, right here, the gray rear and the kind of belted one right there. Here's one that's kind of tall in design, but just needs a little bit more weight, a little bit more bone structure. Just give it a nickel more, but it's pretty athletic, just kind of doesn't come down off those pastures, real comfortable. And then a young man over here to my right with a black burr. Here's one that extends out really nice, but it looks like he's struggling off his hocks in the rear. Here, you know, he moves, kind of struggles off those back hocks. Just needs a little bit of help there, but he has nice muscle in that rear. Just need to blow those shoulders out just a tick more. So congratulate those two for 5th and 4th right there. All right, for third place, we're going to be a young man right here in the middle. Here's one that's really fresh in design, got a real good skin and hair condition on him. He's got a nice muscle tone back there. He's really athletic. He's got that nice long head carriage you like seeing. He's deep off the flank area right there, moves well. Just needs a little bit more growth there in the back to move up to the top two of the class. Well, I tell you, this is already going to get tough right here. I'm going to really appreciate the excellent designs they have here in the top two right here. Here's two that just really rock stars in their own right. They come out here with good long head carriage off this one right here. Extends out, just real proud. He's got that deep valley off that point of that chine bone all the way back to his tail set right there. Here's one to my left, just mass and muscle right there. Just moves really well. He's real comfortable off those back legs. A little bit deeper off that flank area I like. So this is going to be our class winner right here with the blue butt right here. So we congratulate this one, young man there in second. Really close. Really, you just can't complain. That one's got wide hip design, really good structure, sound structure. Both there in the top two of that class. Very good class.
So your placing for that class was 6th place, Cade Lois, or 5th place, Cade Lois, 4th, Hayden Lester, 3rd, Wyatt Long, 2nd, Mason Stewart, and your champion in 1st place is going to be Mason Tipton. If we can get the 6th class on deck and lined up, please. Coming in the ring for your 5th class is Holden Harvey, Mason Powers, Lexi Pinkerton, Cheyenne Rader, and Holden Wessler.
Well, I'm really impressed with second class coming out. Here's another deep set of gilts. Let's give all these kids a good round of applause out here. Real nice set. We're going to start off 5th place with the young man in blue right here. Here's a real tall front gilt, just kind of going downhill off his shoulders a little bit too much. Needs a little bit more bones off that leg. But, he goes kind of straight up and down off that leg. Not a lot of curvature in the knee right there, but a nice design. He's got good skin and hair condition on that gilt right there. Coming to 4th place, it's going to be we're going to use the young lady's hip here with a 4 white sock right here. Here's one's kind of a rounder, medium frame kind of a gilt right there, kind of going downhill off the shoulder a little bit. Moves well off the back legs. Needs a tick more muscle in the back rear end right there to come up and we'll give that young lady a good round of applause right there. Coming in third place, going to be a young lady right here to my right. Here's one that's real athletic, moves off the back legs real well. Nice deep underline on that gill. She's got a good flank area, high tail set right there. And just need to blow the shoulders out just a tick more to move up in this class. Well, let's give these two young men out here a real good round of applause. They're letting me see all the angles and trying to see how big the chest wall is, how well they move off the rear legs. I like the design, but there's one out here. It's kind of a little easier pick for me in this class. Going to be a young man here with a blue butt to my right here. Here's one that's just a real true rock star. Just moves out those back legs real comfortable, matches that frame real nice, got that deep flank, big bold shape rib, and good in design right there. Coming in second place, here's the young man. Here's a big bone structure. Right here, he's got a nice deep rib area right there, really good fresh. He has a nice tone set and in type and kind. It just comes off those dew claws a little bit too far to the ground. Just pick those dew claws up just a tick more. He might have moved up. But here's a real nice set at the top of this class. Give that class a good round of applause.
Your placing for that class was 5th, Mason Powers, 4th, Lexi Pinkerton, 3rd, Cheyenne Rader, 2nd, Holden Harvey, and 1st, Holden Wessler. Congratulations, guys. This is your Class 6 coming into the ring: Samuel Rudnick, Holden Wessler, Easton Stewart, Lily Hunton, Holden Harvey, and Drake Walton. If we can bring the champions from each of the gilt classes. Also in the ring is Mason Hornung.
Well, folks, this is probably one of the deepest ones so far. As you get in your bigger weights, you get more really structure. You got great design out here and great power, and they're real comfortable off their leg. They just can run all day out here. But what we're going to do is get it down to our top 4 in this class. Is just going back and forth and trying to figure out which ones you want to keep and which, just the judge's preference basically is how it's going to work there. And that's the way it'll probably be. So we're going to start off with the young lady right here in front of me. Here's a real tall front gilt, really fresh, mature for its age. Nice hip design right there. Needs a little bit more bone structure, kind of give it a little bit more power off that shoulder cage, but it's just not deep enough on the side, not big enough bone to match up to the 6th place in the class. So give that young lady a good round of applause. A 6th place, and a young man right here in front of me right here. Here's one that's a little shorter legged, needs a little bit more height right there. Nice, good muscle, bone structure right there. Like I say, I like the skin and hair condition off him. Nice head carriage right there. Kind of throwing that right out leg just out a little bit too much for me. So they give that young man a good round of applause. Come in 5th place, going to be a young man right here to my right. Here's one that's really nice in design right there. Big hip design right there. Nice deep flank, really nice side profile on that one right there. Kind of just needs a little bit more help on the shoulders to kind of match up to the front 4 of this class right here. This is really tough here in the top 4 of this class. Let's give all these young men a good round of applause out here. Really working hard right here. What we're going to do is go to the young man right here. In the middle right here is going to be our 4th place. Here's a little bit shorter in design. He needs to lengthen those legs out a little bit. He's kind of struggling off that back pasture. He's limping a little bit too much for me. He's got mass up front in that 3rd part of his body right there. Big wide hip, but just needs a nickel more height to move up in the top 3. I'm talking about, like say, in his top 3 here, here's a lot of power, here's a lot of good design out here, but they've got to be really comfortable off those back legs and be able to churn out there and have that cat-like motion. And there's 2 out here, kind of got my pair in the top 2. Young man here to my left here. Here's one that's really tall-fronted, really good structure. Just kind of throwing that right leg off that past here. He's just not real comfortable and needs a little bit, just needs a little bit more mass off that rear end right there. So let's give that young man here in third place a good round of applause. Well, folks, I saw what I needed to see right here, so here's the top two. Let's give these top two a real good round of applause out here. Just a great top setup here, just good structure, sound and structure, both pigs out here, but there's one that just really matches that frame, square in design, really powerful up front, off that third plate. Going to be this young man that's going to lead our class winner right here. Here's one that just got massive shoulders on design, good hip structure right there, deep off the side, from that point of that shoulder all the way back to the loin. Young man here in second, here's one. Just need to extend the hand area just out of touch, but he matches his frame really nice. Big bone, he's square, he's got good shoulders, just not enough mass to match up to that top one right there in the class. A really great class. Give all those kids a good round of applause.
In your placing for Class 6, you have 7th place, Lily Hutton, 6th place, Samuel Rednick, 5th place, Easton Stewart, 4th place, Mason Hornung, 3rd place, Drake Walton, 2nd place, Holden Wessler, and 1st place, Holden Harvey. Congratulations, guys. We're currently bringing in the champion gilts, and if the 2nd place gilts could be on deck in the wash racks, please. And as we're getting them brought in, I'll read a couple thank yous. As part of the Union County 4-H boosters, we have Davey and Krista Carly Norris, Nutrient Ag Solutions in Brookville, Craig Osborne, Patriot Sales, Kevin and Anya Pinkerton and family, Ridgeline Pork LLC, Brad Carey and Brooklyn Rosenberger, Jean and Kathy Sanford, Jeff and Melinda Schlichter, Stewart Trucking, Ed and Luann Swafford, Swafford Family Farms, Rudy and Linda Toshlag, Union County Extension Homemakers, UC Farm Bureau Inc., Mike, Gina, Riley, and Peyton Waltz, Joel and Sam Wellborn, Eric and Kelly Wee Wee family, and Yaryan Eye Center.
Well, folks, let's give all these kids a great big round of applause out here. You've got some tremendous product out here, just great in design. They've all done well out here. You've got a combination of your purebred gilts out here and your crossbreds and just mass and power out here. Good fresh look. They're very mature for their age, all of them out here. These kids have done well. They show really well. I just can't wait for showmanship because that's going to be, if they've got enough gas, I'm going to have a lot of fun in the showmanship classes because you've got some great showmen. You've got to be proud of each and every one of them out here. So without further ado, there's one out here that just got mass and power, square in design, just a huge upper third part of that body, good big chest wall. It matches all the way out through that frame area. It's going to be a young man right here coming in the last one right here. He's going to be your great champion tonight.
If we can have Holden Wessler, second place hog from Class 6, please.
Well, it won't take too long for the reserve champion out here. Here's one that's really square. It's got the bone power, really like big hip design, super big hip design. Just comes off real comfortable off those back legs. Just if you could change something, maybe just get maybe a nickel more height. But I can't find too many holes on this one. It really puts him up and down. It's going to be a young man who's going to be a reserve champion tonight. Well, folks, I needed to see what I see, and again, let's give all these kids a real good round of applause out here. A tremendous set of gilts out here from top to bottom. You can't complain at all. There's another one out here that's really comfortable off those legs, really athletic design. Just got a big upper third part, just a little bit taller front than the one I kind of wanted to go with, but here's one that like I say, I like to see that comfort zone and how well they match that frame. And the young lady right here to my right is going to be your third overall tonight.
We're going to take a quick 10-minute break, and then we'll announce your champions. Your champion purebred gilt was Holden Harvey. Your champion commercial gilt was Holden Harvey. Your reserve champion commercial gilt was Holden Wessler. Your grand champion gilt was Holden Harvey. Reserve grand champion gilt was Holden Wessler. And third overall gilt was Holden Harvey.
Nice and sealed.
The champion purebred plaque was sponsored by Keith and Angela Myers family. The champion commercial gilt picture plaque was sponsored by Harvey Showstock. Your reserve champion commercial gilt picture plaque was sponsored by Harvey Showstock. The grand champion gilt picture plaque was sponsored by Steve, Denise, and Levi Bolster. The banner was in memory of David Logue, and your chair was sponsored by Carson Livestock. Your reserve grand champion gilt picture plaque was sponsored by Rhett and Eli Logue. Your banner sponsor was Scott and Daisy Logue, and your chair sponsor was East Fork Transport, LLC. And your third overall gilt picture plaque was sponsored by Harvey Showstock.
At this time, if we could get Class 8 Berkshire Purebred Market Hogs and to the ring, and Class 9 Duroc to the wash ring, please. We have 2 entries in this class, Colton Logue and Sarah Myers with the Berkshire Market Hog. Again, at this time, Class 9 Duroc Market Hog should be to the wash racks, please.
All right, I always like to give the kids a chance to show. It takes a lot of work, whether you get a pharaoh to finish or you buy your hogs. I always like to give kids a chance, a few minutes to come out here and show what they've done, and they're both good. Let's give these young kids a good round of applause out here. Here's a pair of nice Berkshire barrows right here to start off our show right here. A lot of power and design right here. Kind of like to, maybe get the jowl a little bit more toned up on both of these right here, like a little bit more extension out there. But there's one that's, just kind of is real comfortable off those back legs and just moves and glides out here. It's going to be a young man here to my left. It's going to be starting off with a class winner, a little bit more athletic in design, fresh in design. Here's one with a little bit more power up front. Nice shoulder design on this one right here. Just need a little bit more hip design on that one, just to give a little, to move it up there and at the top of the class. But both these are real nice Berkshire barrows. This one also long run extension and deep side off that flank area. Nice little bit of muscle right there, just not enough power in the back to move up to the top of the class. So give those kids a good round of applause.
You're placing for the Berkshires, second place and reserve champion, Sarah Myers. First place and champion, Colton Logue. Congratulations, guys. The champion plaque is sponsored by Stewart Trucking. Class 9 will be coming into the ring, and if we can get Class 10 to the wash racks, please. In the ring tonight is Sarah Myers, Julia Grace Myers, Carly McCashlin, Dexter Schlichter, Mason Tipton, and Mason Stewart. Again, if that Class 10 can go to the wash racks, please.
right, let's give these kids a good round of applause. We start our Duroc barrow show. Here's a real nice set of Durocs. I'm going to get down to your 6 down to 6, 5, and 4 here. So we're going to start with the young lady right here to my left is going to be in 6th place right here. Here's a Duroc. Just needs a little bit more power and shape there in the middle, a little bit more rib area right there, a little bit more bone structure, tall fronted. Moves, it's real athletic, comes off the back legs really nice. So let's give that young lady a good round of applause. Coming in 5th place, going to be a young lady here next to the gate right here. Here's one that's kind of a medium frame barrel right there, tall off the shoulder design right there, long in extension, I like that. And it comes off the back legs real comfortable. Just a little bit more mass and muscle power there to move it up any further in the class. Coming in 4th place, going to be a young lady here to my right. Here's a tall fronted barrel right here. I'd say it's a nice long extension coming off that top of that shoulder to the point of the loin back there. Nice deep-sided flank right there. Just needs a little bit. Here's another thing, it just needs a little bit more muscle and mass there to move it up any further. Well, I found what I wanted to see right there, and what we're going to do is start off with the young man here to my left. Here's one in 3rd place. It's really tall fronted, nice big high, wide hip design on this one right there. Just needs a little bit more drink of water in the middle to kind of move up any further. It's got the big bone structure, good wide chest on that one right there. Give that young man a good round of applause there for that 3rd place Duroc. Like I said, I was always looking for the comfort, how comfortable they are off those back legs, how they match the frame, how the power design, and there's one out here just kind of extends out there as I watched him further and further. He just got a little bit further step. He just matches that frame really nice. It's really comfortable. Puts him up and down. He's coming at me right here. He's going to be your class winner tonight right there. This Duroc to lead us off in this class winner. Coming in 2nd place, here's one of the most mass in the class. He's big in frame, just a real big meat wagon. He just kind of got those little stubby steps off those back legs, but he has plenty of mass and muscle and design, and matches that frame real nice. Give that young man a good round of applause.
And you're placing for that Class 9 Duroc. In 6th place, Carly McCashin. 5th place, Julia Myers. 4th place, Sarah Myers. 3rd place, Dexter Schlichter. 2nd place, Mason Stewart. And 1st place, Mason Tipton. Congratulations, guys. Entering the ring is David Rudnick, Carson Hornung, Braden Ware, Gabriel Osborne, Dexter Schlichter, Lily Hutton, and Addison Wee-Wee. If the Class 11 Hampshires can go to the wash rack, please.
Well, let's put our hands together for this class. Here's a nice deep set of Duroc barrels out here. It gets a little tougher as you get into bigger weights, and you got to kind of pick over those fine little details. And we're going to eliminate 3 of them out of this class right here, get her down to the top 4 here. We're going to start with a young man right here. He's a real tall fronted Duroc right here. He's got the bone structure on him. We just need to give him a little bit more mass up front, give him a little bit more drink of water right there on that one, on that young man's Duroc right there. Coming in 6th place, here's the young man here on the fence line here. Here's one that just kind of lethargically moves off there. He's not real comfortable out there. He's got a lot of mass on him and kind of a big meat wagon kind of product right there off that Duroc barrel right there. He's got big shoulders and big design, but he just needs to be toned up off that jowl all the way through his frame right there. Give that young man a good round of applause. And coming in 5th place, young man right here in front of me. Here's one that's got a wide hip and ham area right there. A real athletic, just needs to kind of blow those shoulders out, give a little bit more shoulder design on that one. All right, coming in 4th place, going to be a young man right here on the fence line. Here's a real tall fronted barrel right there in its own right. Here's a nice Duroc that matches that frame. Real nice. Just kind of needs a drink of water in the middle, just kind of help it out and bring it up any further in this class right here. The top 3 here, here's a lot of mass and power right here. And you got to get real proud of these kids. Let's give all the class a good round of applause in the top 3 in this class as they match up really nice. But basically, we're the class winner out here. Here's one that's just sounding and structure-wise and just big in design, big bone, really rear legs, and it just matches its frame really nicely. It just got that cat-like motion. I'm just really proud to be out here. Going to be a young lady here to my left right here in the pink's going to lead us off with the class winner tonight. Come on, second, I just wanted to see what I needed to see there in the rear view. And I like to see I liked what I saw there in the rear view. And second place is going to be a young lady to my left here in the green. Here's a nice structured, sounding structure right here in this Duroc barrel right there. Real comfortable, athletic in design. Really matches that frame really nicely from that point of that shoulder all the way back to the top of that loin right there. Young man here in third place just needed a nickel more hip and just a little more extension off that ham rear area right there, but here's a good barrel in its own right as well. So let's give that class a real good round of applause out there.
So you're placing for the Class 10 Duroc, 7th place, Braden Ware. 6th place, Gabriel Osborne. 5th place, David Rudnick. 4th place, Carson Hornung. 3rd place, Dexter Schlichter. 2nd place, Lily Hunton. And 1st place, Addison Wee. Congratulations, guys. In the ring right now, Addison Wee and Mason Tipton.
Well, folks, I'm not going to take very long on this decision. This one just caught my eye, and a real rock star out here. We're going right back with this young lady for our champion Duroc barrel right here.
That means your champion Duroc is Addison Wee, and her plaque is sponsored by Logues TLC Pet Hospital. Congratulations, Addison.
Well, I won't take long on this decision either. It was close in that decision, but that one just had a little bit more mass right there as your champion. It's going to be a young man. It's going to be a reserve tonight right here. Here's a real nice Duroc in its own right here. Just matches that frame really nice, really comfortable off those back legs. It's really proud to be out here. Really a good show pig in its own right.
That means your reserve champion Duroc is Mason Tipton. Congratulations, Mason. Class 11 shall be entering the ring right now, and if we can get Class 12 on their way to the wash rack, please. Competing in this class is Peyton Logue, Samuel Rednick, Holden Wessler, Gabriel Osborne, and Carson Hornung.
All right, let's give a good round of applause out here for our Hampshire Barrows. We're going to start off getting your fifth and fourth place ones out here. Here's one, fifth place, going to be a young man over here to my right. Here's one that's kind of struggling off those back pasturings a little bit. He's got long in extension, nice deep side off that big-footed design. I like that. Nice long head carriage, but he's just a little bit too uncomfortable. He's walking a little bit outside that frame. Needs a little bit more shoulder design to come up in the class right there. Coming in fourth place, going to be a young man right here to my right here in the checkered shirt. Here's a tall-fronted Hamp barrel right there, big-footed, big bone design. Kind of needs a little bit more help off that shoulder area. Just need a little bit more long extension. It's really fresh in design. Like to need a little bit more mass muscle in that rear to come up in the top three of the class. Coming in third, it's going to be a young man right here in the front. Here's a square design, but he's really short to the ground, really short. He's got a lot of mass and power on him. He's got big shoulders, super big shoulders, all the way back to that loin area, but he just needs a nickel more height to move up here in the top two of our class here. Well, folks, this is a good pair right here at the top right here, and you can just aspects of it out here. Here's one that's got real power, real comfortable off those back legs. Nice design off that shoulder, really wide off the chest wall right there. Here's one that just kind of matches up as well, but just doesn't have the mass in the rear and the hip area. So this young man right. Young lady here in second is like I just talked about a little bit. Just needs a little bit more power off that hip design to move up. Here's a real nice set of pair right here at the top. So congratulations that.
You are placing for Class 11, 5th place, 4th place, Holden West place, Samuel Rednick, 2nd place, Peyton Logue, and 1st place, Carson Hornung. We should be having Class 12 getting up near the ring. If Class 13 could come to the wash track, please. Again, Carson Hornung was your champion Hampshire, and Peyton Logue was your reserve champion Hampshire. That champion plaque was sponsored by Logue Swine Farm. Coming in the ring for Class 12, Sophie Pentecost, Devin Hill, Easton Stewart, Chloe Klein, and Hayden Schlichter.
right, let's give these kids a good round of applause as we have a nice set of spot bows out here. Good structure, but we're going to start off with our 5th and 4th place ones. I have to kind of look at the 3rd to the 1st. They're really close in design. So young lady here coming right at me. Here's one of his spots, real athletic in design. He just needs a little bit more mass in that middle, a little bit. He's got good bone structure. He comes off those front legs really nice, but he just not big enough to move up into this class right here. Give that young lady a good round of applause. Coming in 4th place, here's a tall front spot, and it's really a good hip design, long extension off that ham and rear design right there, but just needs a little bit more mass and power to move up into the class. So give that young lady a good round of applause. All right, coming in 3rd place, going to be a young man in here to the right. Here's one that's real athletic. Kind of throwing those back legs out just a tick too much for me, but he has big foot motion right there, long extension off that head carriage right there. Nice jet level as he comes down through the show arena. And is pretty much an easy pick for me. Going to be a young man here on my right. Here's a nice, really nice spot right here. Big power design, square design. Got that nice extension off that rear design right there. He matches that frame really nicely and just as athletic as he can be. In 2nd place, here's another big bone structured spot right here. He has a nice big head carriage, wide off that chest wall as you can see coming out. Really good hair and skin condition off that one and moves well off those back legs. So to give those kids a good round of applause here in our spot class.
Again, you're placing for that Class 12 spot. 5th place is Chloe Klein. 4th place is Sophie Pentecost. 3rd is Devin Hill. Your reserve champion in 2nd place is Hayden Schlichter. And your 1st place and champion is Easton Stewart. That champion plaque is sponsored by Fred and Sue Shamblin. Congratulations, guys. This is Class 13 coming in, and if we can have all champion, purebred, and no champions, never mind. Showing in the ring is Gage Tipton, Mason Tipton, Cade Burrows, Wyatt Long, and Mason Hornung. If Class 14 could make their way to the wash rack, please.
All right, let's put our hands together for this Yorkshire Barrow class. A nice, really nice set out here. They all got real tall front, nice bone structure on all of them out here, and it makes it a little tougher. But as you just kind of go through the details and eliminate, what a judge's preference here. This young lady here to my right is going to start us off in the 5th place here. Here's one that's got big foot design, and it has the tall front, but it just needs a little bit more bone structure, a little bit more mass and power to widen that hip out just a tick more. Coming in 4th place, going to be a young man here to my right. Freshen him up a little bit, give him a little bit more muscle off that extension right there in the rear, and just kind of tone that jowl up. But he's real athletic, well off the back legs, but just like I say, just freshen him up just a tick to move him up further in the class. Here to my left right here, here's one that's really the upper third part of that shoulder really nice and designed right there. Moves well off those front legs. Nice flank extension right there. Good hip design. Kind of has those legs when he stands there kind of going under him a little bit too much for me. Give that young man a good round of applause. Well, I saw the detail I needed to see right there, and what we're going to do is lead off with this young man who here to my far right is going to be your Yorkshire Barrow winner out here. Here's one just a super athletic, just comes out here and just glides out here and just kind of owns that show arena. He's got the big bones off that hip area, and he just really glides out there, puts them up and down. Like to see him right there. Jet level, he's got the long length, big front to the rear flank right there, really nice Yorkshire. Here's one in 2nd place, just struggling off those back hocks. He matches his frame really nicely. He comes at you, he's real comfortable. He has a nice long head carriage, a nice long extension, and he's got that big hip design. He's a little bit wider hip than the top of the class, but he's really kind of uncomfortable off those back hocks. So give that class a real good round of applause.
You're placing for Class 13 Yorkshires. 5th place, Kate Burrows. 4th place, Mason Hornung. 3rd place, Gage Tipton. 2nd place, and your reserve champion, Mason Tipton. And 1st place, and your champion, Wyatt Long. That champion plaque is sponsored by Kyle and Kurt Dudley. Congratulations, guys. We'd like to remind everyone to social distance or wear your face coverings where social distancing isn't possible, and please only sit in the show arena while your child is showing. Again, we'd like to thank Ross Outdoor tonight for donating and hauling the mulch for the swine arena. Barrett Pressure Washing for power washing the floor. Co-op, Diane Dudley, Brian Brookbank for helping with the Extension Homemaker fundraiser. Sam and John Powers and Jesse Lackey for upgrading the building and office lighting. Damian Risch for the building improvements. Kelly Wessler and Kristen Norris for the show ring flowers. Union County 4-H Boosters and TLC Pet Hospital for donating to help build the storage closet in the building. Can we have class 15 to the wash rack, please? Class 15 to the wash rack. For class 14 showing tonight, you have Ashley Burrows, Julia Grace Myers, Addison Wee Wee, Samuel Rudnick, Chloe Klein, Lexi Pinkerton, and Devin Hill.
All right, let's give this class a good round of applause out here as we start our crossbreds in the lightweight division and move our way up throughout the show. And you know, like I say, the bigger they get, it's going to get real tough. And we're going to start off with a blue bud here to my right, who's going to be in 7th place in his class. Here's one that's tall-fronted, really glides off there, but just has no, just needs a lot of middle and a little bit of shoulder help on this one right here on this young lady. But fresh in design, good skin and hair condition on that one right there. Coming in 6th place, going to be a young lady here to my right in the pink. This all-black barrel he's tall-fronted in design, but his shoulder breaks a little bit to the left as he comes down through the show arena. Just need a little bit more extension off that rear hand design. And coming in 5th place, I'm going to go right back to my other black barrel here. Here's one that just really matches its frame really nicely. A little bit shorter in that rib area, just kind of extend that rib and flank area just out of tick, but real athletic, moves well out through the show arena right there. Coming in 4th place, going to be a young lady here to my right with the belted barrel right here. Here's one that kind of going downhill as it comes down through the show arena right there. Needs a little bit more width off that design right there. Just another drink of water and widen those shoulders just a tick right there. Real tall fronted barrel. Give that young lady a good round of applause. Coming in third place is going to be a young man here to my left right here. Here's one that's mass in design, got a big upper third part of that shoulder, kind of uncomfortable off those back pastures, and his hocks are struggling a little bit, but he has enough mass to move into third place in this class right here. Well, the top of the class, pretty easy for me on this pick. It's going to be a young man right here in front of me is going to lead us off as a class winner right here tonight. I congratulate that young man. Here's one that's really square in design. He's got a great skin and hair condition on that one. He just moves really well off those back legs, real comfortable. If he just wanted it, he doesn't really have too many holes on there. Maybe just blow that middle out just a tick more, but he just really matches that frame really nicely. Young lady here in second, here's one just a little bit more rounder in shape right there. He's got a nice long extension off, real comfortable off the back legs, kind of walks in just a tick as he goes down through there, but he has a big, deep, long flank off the second place right there.
So you're placing for that class 14 crossbred. 7th place, Julia Grace. 6th place, Addison Wee Wee. 5th place, Lexi Pinkerton. 4th place, Chloe Klein. 3rd place, Sam Rudnick. 2nd place, Ashley Burrows. 1st place, Devin Hill. Congratulations. Oh, and that plaque is sponsored by Grove Vet Clinic, which went to Devin. This is your class 15. If we can have class 16 to the wash rack, please. Currently in the ring should be David Rudnick, Cheyenne Rader, Lexi Pinkerton, Cassidy McCashlin, Hayden Lester, Kaylee Klein, and Kiana Carson.
All right, let's give this second class of crossbred bears a good round of applause as I'm going around and kind of getting it down to my top 4. I'll eliminate 3 here, and they're kind of coming at me right now. So we're going to talk about the 7th place one. And where'd it go? Okay, I found it. Come over here, and young lady here to my right is going to be 7th in the class. Here's the one that's tall for her right here. Just needs a big drink of water right there in the middle. It's got a nice little bit hip design, but just needs more mass and power to move up in this class right here. Coming in 6th place, going to be a young lady right here in front of me. Here's another tall for me. barrel really extends out there real nicely. Just needs a big drink of water in the middle. He just needs about 10, 15 more pounds, and he would match his frame really nicely. He's got a nice shoulder design now, that one right there. Coming in fifth place, going to be a young man right here in front of me with the 4 socks right here. Here's one that's got a big shoulder, big footed design, just needs a nickel more height, and he's kind of throwing those legs a little bit too much inside for me. He extends out, but he walks in off those back legs, and his dew claws go all the way to the ground for me, but he matches that frame really nicely. He's really square in design right there. Coming in fourth place, going to be a young lady over here to my left with the all black barrel right here. Here's one that's a little bit shorter frame. It's got the nice big frame, but it just needs a nickel more height. It's got a nice deep flank area right there. Good hip design, kind of throws that right leg just off a tick for me. And coming in third place, going to be a young lady here with a blue bar here to my right here, with mostly gray area right there. Here's one that's kind of wide there in the backside right there. It's got a good hip design right there. A nice long head carriage right there. I liked it. It's good skin and hair condition off there. It just needs to blow those shoulders out just a tick to match up to the top 2 of this class here. All right, let's give these 2 young ladies a good round of applause here in our second top 2 class here. Here's a real nice set of barrels here. They match and design really well, but there's one that just extends out there just a tick more, has that nice frame, keeps that head up all the way through, just kind of matches all the way on that deep underline right there. Big hip design is going to be a young lady right here with my blue butt is going to be our first place tonight. So let's congratulate that young lady. The all black barrel will be in second here. Just need a nickel more height, and it matches its frame pretty well. It's kind of a shorter frame barrel right there in its own right, just massive big shoulder. I really like that shoulder design. It just matches all the way across, all the way back to that high tail set. Just need a nickel more height, but it matches all the way through. It's really wide in the back. So congratulate those 2 young ladies here in this class.
And you're placing for class 15. In 7th place, Kiana Carson. 6th place, Kaylee Klein. 5th place, Hayden Lester. 4th place, Lexi Pinkerton. 3rd place, David Rudnick. 2nd place, Cheyenne Reeder. And 1st place, Cassidy McCashlin. Her plaque is sponsored by East Fork Feed Barn. Congratulations, guys. Class 16 is making their way into the ring, so if we can have class 17 to the wash tracks, please. Class 17. In the ring for this class, Rhett Logue, Julia Grace Myers, Kiana Carson, Lily Hunton, and Mason Tipton.
All right, let's put our hands together for this third class of crossbreds out here. Here we have another deep set areas. Like I said, we're going into the bigger weights, and you're going to see some different design. And we're going to start off this young lady right here to my left. Here's one that's a tall-fronted crossbred belted barrel right there, and he's big-footed. He moves out there pretty nice, but he just doesn't have the mass and power I'd like to see. Just kind of extend that rib out just a little bit more and give him a little bit more hip design for fifth place right here. Coming in fourth place, going the young ladies tall fronted here. I'd like to just kind of freshen this one up. He just needs a little bit more mature level there, and just give him a little bit more mass and power there in his rear design right there. But he is tall fronted and very athletic. Comes off the back legs really nice. All right, let's put our hands together for the top three bearers out here. Here's a real nice set of crossbreds out here. Really a lot of power, a lot of fresh design out here, good maturity level on all three of them out here. What we're going to do is kind of go three down to the top two, and as far as structure and design, there's just one out here that just that will do it for me. And we're going to start from our third down, our kind of third up to our first right. Sorry about that. I got something there. We're on third place right here with a predominantly gray barrel right here. Here's one that's got good length, good height on this one. Just needs to blow out that hip. Just like to see a little bit more hip design on this one right here. Just kind of blow those shoulders out just a tick more. But big bone, real athletic, stretches those legs out. Those rear legs really extends out there really nice, but just not enough power to move up here to these top two out here. Coming in, I'm going to go ahead and pick my class winner. Here's one that just really just matches that frame really nicely. Just a massive up third part of that shoulder design right there for me, and extends out there real nice from the point of that shoulder all the way back to that hip design. It's going to be a young man here to my right. It's going to lead us off with a class winner with a belted barrel right here. And second place here with the old gray barrel here. Here's one that's really athletic in design, moves those back legs out real nice, but just doesn't have enough power to move up there off that hip design to move up any further in the class. That's a real good class we had here in the those 5 right there, so let's congratulate them.
And you're placing for Class 16, 5th place, Julia Grace Myers. 4th place, Kiana Carson. 3rd place, Lily Hunton. 2nd place, Mason Tipton. And 1st place, Rhett Logue. Rhett's plaque is sponsored by Eric Kelly, Wee Wee Family. We should have Class 17 coming into the ring, and Class 18 should head to the wash racks, please. Showing for this class is Kale Carson, Katie McCashlin, Natalie Long, Rhett Logue, Braden Ware, and Mason Stewart.
All right, let's put our hands together for this class here. We have 6 bearers out here in this crossbred class. Nice another deep class out here. We're going to start with the young man coming in to my right in the checkered shirt right here. Here's one of a belted bearer, nice and tall fronted. I just need to freshen him up a little bit, give him a little bit more muscle design off that hip area right there. He's big-footed up front, and he does glide pretty well off those back legs. And coming in 5th place, going the young lady to my left here. Here's one that's tall fronted, really extends out there nice. Kind of walks in just a tick off those back legs. Good hip design right there. Just needs a little bit more drink of water right there in the middle to move up here in the top 4 of the class. Coming in third place, going to be a young man right here with the all-black barrel. Here's one that's really good in skin and hair condition right here. He moves well off the back legs. He just needs to kind of widen those shoulders out just a tick. He's got a nice hip design him right there and a big underline. Coming in third place will be this young lady right here in front of me. Here's one that's really extends nice off the rear leg design, matches that frame. It's really square all the way, true right through the form right there on that one right there. Really fresh and mature for its age and moves well. Just kind of kicks those legs out just a tick. Needs maybe a nickel more height to move up here in this class. Well, let's give both these young men a good round of applause here in this class right here as we pick our class winner. And, you know, it's come down to judges' preference, but, you know, you're looking for that bone structure, looking for how do they match that frame. I like that long extension they both have off that head carriage right there, but there's one that's just got a little bit more mass and design. He's really fresh in design, really jet level. I like the way he matches that frame all the way throughout. And it's going to be a young man here to my right. He's going to lead us off with the class winner tonight right here. Young man here in second place with a generally black, the all black barrel right here. He's really strong in design. He's got a nice deep underline right there. Just needs a little bit more bone to match up with that top one in that class right there. Real athletic, just needs a little, maybe a nickel more extension off that hem and hip area.
All right, you're placing for that class 17. In sixth place, you have Kale Carson. Fifth place, Katie McCashlin. Fourth place, Braden Ware. Third place, Natalie Long. Second place, Mason Stewart. And first place, Rhett Logue. Rhett's plaque is sponsored by Butch and Wanda Brower. We have class 18 coming into the ring, and if class 19 could make their way to the wash racks, please, class 19. Showing in this class is Hayden Schlichter, Jordan Logue, Mason Stewart, Holden Wessler, Carson Hornung, Kale Carson, and Kira Carson.
Well, folks, let's put our hands together. A tremendous class out here. I'm really liking it as I go deeper into the show. I just get deeper and it gets tougher and tougher to make decisions, and you just keep studying and looking what you want here. So we're going to eliminate 3 and we'll get it down to our top 4 out here. We're going to start off the young lady over here to my left. Here's a real tall fronted all black barrel right here. Nice long head carriage right there. Pretty athletic, moves off those rear legs real nice, but just needs a lot of mass off that shoulder design all the way back to that hip design. Coming in 6th place, going to be a young man here to my left. Kind of a matching kind of black barrel right there. Tall fronted just like the other young ladies. A little bit wider hip and design, but just needs to extend out, just get a little bit more mass and muscle on that one right there. Coming in 5th place, going to be a young man here to my left. Here's one that's really fresh and got the good skin and hair condition, very mature for its age, and it really big bone structure, moves really well off those back legs right there. Just needs a little bit more extension off the rear design. Like to just give it a little bit more off that right there, and just a little bit longer off the side view right there. So give that young man a good round of applause. All right, coming in 4th place, going to the young man right here to my left right here. Here's one that's another one that's really mature, has that good structure, bone structure, really big shoulder. That third part of that frame right there really matches well all the way throughout, really jet level, moves out there off those back legs. But just like I say, judge's preference, I like to see a little bit more longer extension and just blow that hip out just a tick more. Well, coming in 3rd place, going the young lady here to my right. Here's one that's a real rock star, and these top 3 are real rock stars out here. They're tremendous, and they just own this show arena out here. They're glad to be out here, and these pigs have, it's hard. You'd like to see these in other classes. All 3 of these could easily win a class, and it's a shame of it when judges have to make decisions, and you got to appreciate the fact these are tremendous barrels out here. Here's one that's just super powerful up front. Big bone off that forearm and deep flank right there, but just like to give just a little bit more extension, because these 2 right here extend out and have the width, and that young lady just tremendous. It's just real shame that you had to place that one 3rd right there. Let's give these kids a good round of applause out here in the top 2 of this class. This has been the hardest win decision tonight, and it's like I say, a judge's preference, and it's how they match that frame. I like to see how deep-sided they are from that fore flank to that rear flank, how big bone structure are, the big hip design, and just how athletic, how they come off those back legs, and how the big-footed and matched design. And there's one out here that just caught my eye from the get-go. Going to be this young man here to my left is going to be our class winner right here in this class, this division right here. Young man here in second. He just needed to extend out just a little tick longer off there. He had the frame design. He's real athletic, wide in that back all the way to the point of that shoulder. So let's give those kids a good round of applause out here. A really good set of crossbred barrows there.
You're placing for Class 18, 7th place, Kyra Carson. 6th place, Kale Carson. 5th place, Hayden Schlichter. 4th place, Holden Wessler. 3rd place, Jordan Logue. 2nd place, Mason Stewart. And 1st place, Carson Hornung. His plaque is sponsored by Carson Livestock. We have Class 19 coming into the ring. If we could have Class 20 head to the wash racks, please. Class 20. Showing for this class, Mason Hornung, Peyton Logue, Kyra Carson, Jordan Logue, Addison Wee, and Mason Hornung.
All right, let's put these together for these 5 barrows out here. There's a nice deep class out here, and we're going to get it down to our top 3. I'm kind of going back and forth still, and I want to, stick with my decisions on that right there. So we're going to start off the young lady here with the predominantly red barrow here, the floppy head red barrow there. Here's one that's long in extension. Big, nice, wide hip off that one. It moves well off those rear legs right there, and just needs toned up all the way throughout that frame right there. Coming in 4th place, it's going to be a young lady here to my right. Here's one that's kind of the shoulders are kind of going downhill, breaking to the right a little bit. Here's one that's fresh and good in skin and hair condition, big-footed, big frame, really matches it nice, but just kind of, you need to level the shoulder area up all the way back to the point of that tail set. Well, here's another tough decisions here. There's back-to-back classes up here. There's 3 right here at the top that really, I'm really impressed. Good extension, big bone structure. And we're going to go with the young man here, number 3. Here's one that's really square in design. He moves off those back legs really nice. Kind of just a little bit more extension off that hand and hip area to move up the top 2. But he's got good. He's really jet level. He kind of goes from that point of that shoulder and all the way back to the point of his loin. Just kind of blow those shoulders out just a tick more to move up in this top 2 of the class. Well, there's a detail I was kind of looking for right there. I mean, it just comes down to a judge's preference right there again. And here's 2 that are just true rock stars out here. They both really are very athletic, but one's kind of every once in a while you see that little dip off that left and right leg, and it just kind of, you want to see them just stay true to their structure and their form. And there's one out here that's been going the distance the whole class I've been out here, and it really is square and just matches that frame really nicely. I kind of had to start studying at first. I kind of missed it, but that's why you keep going back, and it's going to be this young lady here with the old black bow. It's going to lead our class winner off right here. Here's one I just really like. It just nice structured frame, good bone design, keeps that head carriage out there. I really like that a lot. Young lady here in second. Here's a little bit taller fronted, a little larger frame up front on that third part of that body, but as it goes on, it kind of disappoints you, because if it had just extended out, it kind of goes off that left and rear legs, kind of goes in and just kind of dips every once in a while as you see it walk down through the show arena.
And you're placing for Class 19, 7th place, Kyra Carson. 6th place, Addison Wee. Let me start that over. 5th place, Kyra Carson. 4th place, Addison Wee. 3rd place, Mason Hornung. 2nd place, Peyton Logue. 1st place, Jordan Logue. Jordan's plaque is sponsored by the Union County Sheriff's Office. In the ring, we have Class 20. Showing is Sophie Pentecost, Sarah Myers, Mason Powers, Carson Hornung, Mason Stewart, Dexter Schlichter, and Jordan Logue. And Ashton Bolser.
Okay, at this time, we need all crossbred first place winners, all of our champion crossbred class winners, so class 14 through 19 to the wash rack at this time. Yeah, yeah. So things will have to be done a little different this year due to COVID restrictions and Purdue Extension rules. We have too many market hogs between purebred and crossbred to do our Grand Champion drive at once. So to begin with, we're going to bring in our crossbred and narrow those down to the top 4, and then we'll bring in our purebreds for the Grand Champion drive. So right now, we need all first place crossbred hogs, so classes 14 through 19 to the wash rack.
All right, what we're going to do in this class, let's give these kids a round of applause as we finish up our barrows here. It's been a tremendous barrow show. I've really enjoyed this. It's got great product, and these kids really know how to show their pigs. They stay right with the user utensils. Like I said, I can't wait for showmanship. That's going to be the fun part. So we're going to start off. The young man over here to my right is going to be in 7th place right here. Here's one that's kind of what I call a rounder. He moves really well off the back legs, but he just kind of need to tone him up a little bit. His shoulders breaks to the right a little bit too much for me, just kind of going downhill. Coming in 6th place, going to be a young lady here in the red. Here's one that's a real, what I call another, a lot of product and meat wagon out here. It's got a big frame, big large frame on it, and as you can see, when they get a little bit hard, a little larger in frame when they're 270, 280. Sometimes they'll struggle to walk off the back legs. This one just doesn't have enough bone power to move up here. It's nice and deep-sided. It's got a big shoulder design, a big hip design. Like I say, it just needs a little bit more bone structure to help those, and get a little bit more leg power to help that whole frame there. And coming in 5th place, here's one. It's a real tall-fronted barrow right here. Really good and fresh in design out here. Good skin and hair condition. I really like that off there. Cleaned up real nice long jowl and head carriage on that one. A good hip design right there, but just need to blow those shoulders. That's just out a tick more to move up here in the top 5 of your class here. Coming in 4th place, going to be a young man here to my left. Kind of missed this one in the crowd, but here's one that's big structured, nice long frame. I like the frame on that one. Good long extension off the ham and hip area, but just kind of struggling off the back hocks. Just need to give that just a nickel more leg length on that one just to help that frame out just a tick right there. right, coming in fourth place, we're going to go with this young man here with a red checkered shirt here. Here's one that's a big mass frame design right here. Holds its weight, nice deep flank there from the foreflank all the way back to that rib. Nice big bold rib shape on that one right there. Nice wide off that that ham and hip design. Just needs a nickel more height and just to tone up just a little bit more there and to be in the top three.
Again, at this time, all crossbred first place market hogs, classes 14 through 19, should be in the wash rack.
Well, this is one of the tougher decisions I've had these last 3 or 4 classes. It really comes down to judges' preference, and you're just kind of looking for those fine details. There's one right here in front of me that, like I say, could win classes. And you get down to these top 3. Here's one with just a lot of power, a lot of design, a lot of structure, bold shape and everything right there. But this one right here just kind of a little bit, here's one with power. It matches that frame real nicely. But those dew claws are going all the way to the ground when it's putting those steps down and kind of, coming off those back legs. Need to extend, give it a little nickel more extension right off the ham and hip area right there. But in its own right, this barrow is a tremendous barrow and it's type and kind. So we'll give that young lady a good round of applause as it could have possibly won another class. Well, I just found what I was looking for on this set right here, and there's one. These both are real tall frames. These gentlemen are doing a tremendous job of showing their project out here, and I don't want to make them go too much longer. It's getting hot, and there's one out here that just masses. It's just all throughout that frame right there from the big head carriage right there, wide chest wall, extends out there, and it keeps those legs straight throughout the whole frame. It's going to be this young man over here to my right side is going to be your class winner here tonight. Young man here in second. Here's one, a crossbred barrel in its own right. Here's one that just kind of walked in as I was kind of watching it go down through the show, and it just kind of walked in off those front legs, but it has mass and power, matches its frame really nice from the top of that chine bone all the way back to the top of the loin. There's not too many holes on that one right there. Just kind of just the judge's preference there in that class. Yeah, this is a really deep class. Let's give all these kids in this barrel show a tremendous big hand out here. I am very impressed. It excites me to see this because I love doing shows when it just, challenges the judge, and it's just, like say, a judge's preference out here, and, it's tough decisions.
So you're placing for that last class, 8th place, Mason Powers. 7th place, Sophie Pentecost. 6th place, Sarah Myers. 5th place, Ashton Bolser. 4th place, Carson Hornon. 3rd place, Jordan Logue. 2nd place, Mason Stewart. And 1st place, Dexter Schlichter. Dexter's plaque is sponsored by Logues TLC Pet Hospital.
Okay, at this time, we should have all of our crossbred winners, class winners to the ring. Class 14, Devin Hill. Class 15, Cassidy McCashland. Class 16, Rhett Logue. Class 17, Rhett Logue. Class 18, Carson Hornan. Class 19, Jordan Logue. And Class 20, Dexter Slichter. All of our crossbred champions. At this time, we should have all of our champion purebred market hogs to the wash rack. All of our purebred champion market hogs to the wash rack. Again, at this time, we should have all of our champion purebred market hogs to the wash rack. All of our champion purebred market hogs. At this time, we need all of our champion purebred market hogs in the ring. All of our champion purebred market hogs in the ring. We need all of our second place or reserve champion purebred market hogs to the wash rack. And all of our second place crossbred, well, no, let's see. Our second place crossbred market hogs that belong to Ashley Burrows from class 14, Mason Stewart from class 18, Peyton Loeb from class 19, and Mason Stewart from class 20. All of those second place should be in the wash rack. Again, at this time, we need all reserve champion purebred market hogs to the wash rack. And second place hogs from class 14, class 18, class 19, and class 20 to the wash rack.
Well, let's give these kids all a good big round of applause out here. This has been a tremendous final drive, and it makes it tough on a judge out here. I tell you, you've got some great product out here. You got to be proud of these kids. And like I say, I come around each fair that I do. I always like give them a little speech and And, 4-H is something that kids learn from. They make a lot of friends, and those are friends for life. I can guarantee you those. I remember when I was in 4-H, I still got friends to this day that I was in the pig shows with, and other species are out the fair. You make friends with all the, everybody out the fairs, and that's what it's all about. These kids, they learn to take care of an animal from the time whether they're little or when they even get in high school, and it just whenever you start, and it in this day and age, 4-H is a good thing. These kids, like say, with all the things that are going on in the world with the COVID and everything that's going on in the world, it is tough, and these kids are doing a tremendous job. And this world right here is 4-H is tremendous, and this is the future of our pig industry. So let's give these kids a great big round of applause out here. They've done a great big job today. I want to thank them for bringing me over here from Chillicothe, Ohio, and it's been a real honor and pleasure out here. And let's give a big round of applause for all the people in the barns and people behind the desk, all these people who work out here. I know what it takes as a barn superintendent. It takes a lot of work, hours and hours of preparation, and it's a volunteer thing. So, just with that being said, there's one out here that, just has the mass and just matches that frame super good out here. And I usually don't do this, but this is something that I kept studying, going back and forth, and something that, you just, judge's preference again, and how, like say, how they come off those rear legs, how comfortable they are. They don't have any in the struggles. There's not very many holes on this one right here. If you could change something, maybe just I take more muscle, but not that, muscle's not the big thing. But there's this one out here that just has done it for me. It's a real rock star and a tall front, and it just, in all the aspects I can see. And I've went around here and studied all these as best I can. So I'm going out and congratulate your winner.
We're going to need Mason Tipton, second place, Yorkshire. Mason Tipton, your reserve champion, Yorkshire.
Your grand champion market hog is Wyatt Long. Congratulations, Wyatt. Your picture plaque is in memory of Ethan Boggs. Your banner is sponsored by the Bratton family, and your chair is sponsored by Carson Livestock. Congratulations again, Wyatt. Wyatt is also your purebred champion. That purebred plaque is sponsored by Oxford Kennel, Jane Harvey.
All right, again, let's congratulate all these kids out here. And as I pick my reserve, I'm going back to one that kind of I liked. It was kind of my second favorite out here. It had, just really good structure, big bone, was real comfortable off those rear legs, and really deep-sided. I like the flank area on this one, big, bold, shaped rib, and I'm going to congratulate your reserve champion.
Your reserve grand champion market hog is Carson Horning. Your picture plaque is sponsored by McMecken Farms, your banner is sponsored by East Fork Transport LLC, and your chair is sponsored by East Fork Transport LLC.
All right, third overall is going to be a young man here to my left right here is going to be the third big overall here in the show.
Your third overall market hog is Dexter Schlichter. His banner is sponsored by Steve and Denise Bolser.
Fourth overall is going to be a young man right here to my right.
Your fourth overall market hog is Mason Horning. That banner is sponsored by Rob and Amy Dishman. Congratulations, Mason.
Fifth overall is going to be a young lady here to my left at Duroc is going to be fifth overall.
Your fifth overall market hog is Addison Wee Wee, and her banner is sponsored by Terry Jo Dare. Congratulations, Addison. Addison is also your reserve champion purebred. We're going to take a quick little break to let some of those hogs cool off before showmanship.
A couple corrections and placings. We had several 4-Hers with multiple hogs in the ring. So our 4th place overall market hog went to Carson Horning. And that also meant that his hog was the reserve champion purebred. Congratulations to all of our 4-Hers. Okay, at this time, if we can go ahead and get our rookie showmanship 4-Hers to the wash rack. That's any 4-Her that this is their first year of 4-H, and they just finished grade 3. First year of 4-H, just finished grade 3. Rookie showmanship 4-Hers to the wash rack, please. Again, at this time, we should have any first-year 4-Her that just finished grade 3, any first-year 4-Her that just finished grade 3 that wants to show in the rookie showmanship to the wash rack, please.
For your rookie showmanship tonight, you have Kyra Carson, Kale Carson, Colton Logue, Holden Harvey, Easton Stewart, and Cheyenne Rader. If we can have the junior showmanship, if you've just finished grades 4 or 5, to the wash rack, please. That's grades 4 or 5 can compete in junior showmanship and have not previously won junior showmanship. Rookie showmanship, not junior. At this time, I'd like to thank everyone who made tonight possible, especially the association. I know they've gone through a lot of hoops to get here tonight. I'd like to thank everyone helping with this swine show tonight. You guys have worked really hard, and I can see all the time and effort that you guys have devoted to these kids, so thank you very much for that.
Just a reminder, while rookie showmanship is going on, junior showmanship is for grades 4 and 5. Intermediate showmanship is grades 6 through 8 and past junior winners. And senior showmanship is for grades 9 through 12 and past intermediate winners. Again, at this time, we have the rookie showmanship taking place in the ring, and our 4-Hers that want to participate in the junior showmanship, that means they just finished grades 4 and 5, should be in the wash rack.
All right, folks, let's give all these kids a great big round of applause as our rookie showmen out here. But all of them are using their utensils properly. I like to see the side view, rear view, front view. I'm going around trying to put myself in different spots, see who's going to drive it to me so I can see and keep away from my feet. And, you know, that eye contact, you always want to keep eye contact with a judge. You don't have to stare a hole through me, but, you know, just once in a while look up and look back, and then just keep it. And you want to stay right on that hip design, on that hip area, and just kind of drive it from end to end. But there's two young gentlemen out here that have really, you know, caught my eye that use it. They don't panic. If something gets happened, they go in the corner. They drove it out, did a real nice job out here. And we're going to lead off with the class winner, one that's, you know, made the fewest mistakes out here. It's going to be a young man here to my left. It's going to be a class winner out here. Young man over here in the corner is going to be second place in his class, and he did a tremendous job out here. He just got stuck in the corner just a couple of times, but he got out and he did a real nice job. And a young lady, young man over here, young lady over here, and a young man in the corner. Let's give all those kids a good round of applause. They did a tremendous job. And usually I just don't, you know, I've been to a lot of shows, and some kids, they let those, when they're rookies, I see them run to the corner, get on the fence line. But I'll tell you, these kids did a tremendous job, and I'm really, really impressed out here. So once again, let's give them a good round of applause.
Second place for rookie showmanship is Easton Stewart, and your first place for rookie showmanship is Holden Harvey. Congratulations, guys. We're going to go ahead and bring in the junior showmanship. That's anybody who's just finished grades 4 or 5, and Holden's going to stay. And then if we can get the intermediate showmanship to the wash rack, please. Intermediate to the wash rack. Intermediate, again, is grades 6 through 8 and past junior winners. At this time, I want to give a shout out to you parents out there. You guys have raised some awesome kids who are very hardworking and very diligent out here with their animals tonight. I know you guys put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears alongside them, so congratulations on raising some great kids. And kids, make sure you thank your parents. In the ring tonight for junior showmanship is Holden Harvey, Chloe Klein, Addison Wee, Cassidy McCashlin, Kiana Carson, Lily Hunton, Jordan Logue, Sam Rudnick, Rhett Logue, and Alexis Pinkerton. Good luck, guys.
All right, let's congratulate these kids in this class. I had about over 10, and then what I do about all my shows is I'll get it down to my top 4 or 5 when you have over 10 kids, and then you just kind of watch them, and then I haven't thrown any tests out. I'm going to wait for the kind of the green drive to do that, so unless I have to do it here in the seniors, I might have to do that. But there's one showman out here who did a tremendous job. They all kept their eye on me driving from end to end. And what's going to do for me is going to be a young lady here with the Durocs going to win this class right here in our showmanship. Well, folks, we could go on all night, but we're going to come down to our second place. Going to be a young man over here to my right here. It's going to be second in place. I waited to see who was going to drive out of that corner, and that's the whole key. The young man here, he did real good in the first class, but unfortunately that second class, he just ran out of gas. This one just kind of went a little further distance. So congratulations to the young man here in this class.
You're placing for junior showmanship in second place, Sam Rudnick. In first place, Lily Hunton. We're going to go ahead and move on to intermediate showmanship. Just a reminder, that's for grades who just finished 6 through 8, and then Lily's going to hang back to compete in that. And any other past junior winners is welcome to compete in that as well. If we can get the senior showmanship to the wash racks, that's going to be people who just finished grades 9 through 12 and any past intermediate winners. At this time, I'd like to thank my Queen's Court for helping me out tonight, pass out awards. Miss Sarah Myers, our first runner-up, who also traded in her crown and sash to show a couple hogs tonight. And our second runner-up and Miss Personality, my sister, Miss Harley Kiesling over there. I'd also like to thank Vanessa Mitchell for taking some beautiful pictures, along with Miss Vivian Risch over there. I forgot to mention this earlier, but your rookie showmanship picture plaque was sponsored by Terry and Lynn Browning and family. Your junior showmanship plaque was sponsored by David and Diane Dudley and family. And then your intermediate showmanship plaque is going to be sponsored by East Fork Feed Barn. Left in the ring is Lily Hunton, Katie McCashlin, Natalie Long, Jordan Logue, Cade Burrows, Holden Wessler, and Devin Hill.
All right, let's give these kids a great big round of applause out here. Tremendous showman out here. I appreciate the effort. Had to get it down to the top 5 again. Young lady here, I hated to kind of limit her, but she kind of cut in front of the young lady here to my left here, and you can't do that. And you want to see, she did a real good job. She worked herself up to 3rd place overall, so you got to be real happy with her. But there's 2 out here, really good showmen, but one, they made the least amount of mistakes out here, stayed with it. Just this pig can go about all day long. It's just not grunting. It's not making any noise. It's moving around really well. Going to be a young man to my right. It's going to win this showmanship class right here. The young lady here is going to be in 2nd.
And you're placing for intermediate showmanship, 2nd place Jordan Logue and 1st place Holden Wessler. Congratulations, guys. That plaque again was sponsored by East Fork Feed Barn. We're going to get started with the senior showmanship. That's for grades 9 through 12 who have just finished those grades and passed intermediate winners. And it looks like Holden's going to stick around for that. Good luck, guys. I'd like to thank our judge for coming out tonight all the way from Chillicothe. I know that's a long drive, so we really appreciate your time today. Out in the ring tonight is Dexter Schlichter, Wyatt Long, Carly McCashlin, Mason Tipton, Peyton Logue, Drake Walton, Mason Stewart, Holden Wessler, and Ashton Bolser. Good luck, guys.
Well, folks, let's give all these seniors a real good round of applause out here. Appreciate the effort, great effort out here. I went all four corners, I went in the middle, I went on the sides. My last kind of test, I went to that gate. And I know what the pigs, they're very smart, they know where that gate is. But I wanted to see who could come to that gate, turn away from it, and got out of that corner. And there's one individual out here who made the least amount of mistakes, kept it out there where I could see all the angles, never really panicked, kept their eye on me throughout the drive, and really did a tremendous job. And there's two or three out here that's really tremendous showmen, but they just never really got in trouble too much. It just, that barrel can go all day long, and it does my heart good to see this. It'll be fun in the final drive, because that's when I'm going to test you and see what you can do in the final drive. So without further ado, I'll congratulate your winner.
This is the last class.
I'm not going to go too long, and then this other individual right in the beginning was doing a great job, and I say it gets hot out here, and then some of them, they're doing good jobs and making mistakes here and there, but there's one that just really kept going and driving throughout. It's going to be a young man over here who's going to be reserved right here.
Your senior showmanship champion is going to be Peyton Logue. Congratulations, Peyton. And your second place is going to be Mason Stewart. Congratulations, guys. Peyton's plaque is sponsored by Harvest Land Co-op, and her chair is in memory of David Logue. Congratulations, everyone, and thank you for coming out to the Swine Show tonight or watching it on TV. We'd like to thank our judge again for all his hard work tonight and all he's given to Union County. And we encourage you to watch the poultry show tomorrow at 9 a.m. and I believe dairy goats are in the evening.